like to add my little two pence on the thoughts of relationships, and specifically, I'll be talking about this the one little thing which we talk about, like finding the one or who's the one for me and stuff like that. I would like to add my thoughts on that topic, on that matter. Uh, Biblically speaking, there's no such a verse that speaks of that. There's no such a thing as the one which you find. This is something, a concept that man has brought about and has championed, and it's basically not there. I haven't found a verse that is like that. And this goes to show that God didn't really tell us or put in place this kind of setup where you have to find the one. There's no such a thing. The only place where the Bible says is if a man finds a good wife, he finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. So it's not like the wife is there. He didn't say if the man finds the wife that he was supposed to be with. If a man finds the wife, end of story. So if a man happens to go and find the wife, then he receives favor from God and he finds a good thing. That's what the verse says, which means it's not really that there is somebody out there for you which you have to find, but really it's that when you do find the person who you're happy to be with, that's when God says that's the one for you, that's your wife. It's not really that there is a wife already and then you have to find them. I don't believe that's what the Bible says. So this really is just a figment of our own creation, but there is a but. This is where I believe that concept may have come from, because in the Bible there is such a thing as a prepared. Okay, this is where I believe this may have come from. I'll just jump right into it. If we look at Adam's story, Adam was there in the garden and God said it is not good for man to be alone. He created a woman for him. He made a woman, and that woman was Eve. Now if you look at the Bible records, it didn't say that God went to Adam and said, this is Eve, this is the person I've created for you. But he put her in the garden, and when Adam was walking around, he came across her, and he was able to tell, to say, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, this must be also a kind of my own. So he called her by the name of man. He said, you be woman. Woman in the original language, it's the same word man, just differentiated with the woo, so that it's just male female, but then it's the same word man. I'm not going to that, but he said that. And then I like this part. When they had eaten the fruit and they had sinned, when the Lord asked him, why did you eat the fruit? Adam said, this woman that you gave me. That seems to be odd, because God didn't give him the woman. He put the woman in the garden. But Adam was able to realize that the woman was in the garden to be his partner. He gave the woman to him. The woman wasn't just in the garden for anything else. The woman was in the garden because God was giving him the woman. That's what Adam realized. And he said, the woman that you gave me. And you know what? He was right, because in the beginning, God said, let me make a woman for the man. So God gave Adam the woman, but then he didn't go there and be like, here's the woman, Adam, here's the woman. That's why I believe somehow, to a certain extent, there is that element of somebody who God has already prepared for you, but not that he'll go and say, this is the one. He just knows that when you come across each other, there'll be that spark and everything will work out and you'll be together, and then that's the person God has prepared for you. Now, you may not believe me in this, but if we go to Acts 17, I believe it's 21 to 23, somewhere around there, the Bible clearly says, he has made all men out of one blood and sets boundaries in of their habitation, something like that. And then the next verse it says, that they may feel after him, less happy they may seek him, less happy they may feel after him. So what he says in the previous verses, he has put times and seasons, A, B, C, D. He says those are the boundaries of the habitation. He has bounded man into the boundaries of their habitation. But why has he done this? In the next verse we see, he says that they may seek after him, less happy they may feel after him. Feel after him, that word is like to grope, like when there is darkness and you start groping with your hands, that you may feel. Maybe you're looking for matches that you may light it and see the room. You feel after it, and you feel a little bottle and you say, no, that's a bottle of salt, and you continue feeling with your hands. That's the feel after him that is saying that it means there is darkness. So what he's saying, when he put times and season, it's the same as if he put darkness. The times and season has blinded man that he can't see. Why is time and season blinding man? I'll get into that later when I get into Ecclesiastes. But it says he blinded man and put darkness in the place so that we may look for him. And we'll not look for him with our eyes because we won't be able to see. We'll be feeling after him. That's not of any importance. All that's important is that you notice there is darkness. And it's not by any chance. It's God who has put the darkness there. Now, when we go now to Ecclesiastes, that Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 and then to 13, most especially verse 1 and then jumping to 13, it says, verse 1, it says, for every matter there is a time, and for every purpose there is a season, something like that. It says there is a time for everything. It means in everything there is a darkness that God has put in there that we can't see. So in every matter, whether you want to get married, get into a relationship, there is darkness. It says, why is there darkness? That you can't see, that you may feel after him, lest haply you may find him. Why do you want to find him? Because there is darkness. He's the only one who can lead you. He says he's the light. So you have to feel after him and find him. So he says this is in every matter. Why is there darkness in every matter? He says he has made everything beautiful in his own time. This is why time is equal to darkness, because time, he says he has made everything beautiful in his own time. What this means is, if there is a matter under the earth, there is a place and the particular moment, there is a particular setup in which it is beautiful. You can't get that thing beautiful any other place. That's why he says there is darkness. Because why? He says he has placed eternity in our hearts. Eternity there means you're able to transcend time. You can just do any you're able to transcend time. You don't exist inside of time, but yet he has placed everything, even the beauty of that very thing, inside of time. So because you're outside of time, you can't feel that thing, you can't see it. So you have to rely on God's guidance to show you what he has made beautiful, because the beautiful thing is inside of time, yet you'll have eternity. For example, so in this very relationship thing, you may not have any person in particular where you know this is the person I have to be with in my whole life. Why? Because you have eternity in your heart. Any single person, like every person, even in your school, in your age range, every person is a candidate, because you have eternity. You can just go for anybody. But it says for God, he hasn't made that beautiful for anybody. He has made it beautiful in a specific and particular time. That's why you're blind, because you can go for anything, yet the beautiful thing is in one place only. So he says, now because there is that one person that God wants you to be with, which he has made him beautiful, he made her beautiful, that this is the only beautiful thing that I would allow you to go through. If you go through anything else, it won't be as beautiful as I made it to be out. This is the only beautiful thing. Yet in your heart, you don't have that only thing. You have everything else. You have eternity in your heart. So it's like you're blind. Because to you, one lady looks like the other. You like something about this one, you like something about this one. You like something about this guy, you like something about this guy. Everybody just has their own little things. But it says God, there is only one person that he has made beautiful, that he's looking at and saying, this is the one, hands down. And it says at this time you feel like you're blind, you can't see anything. So at this time you start to seek after him, that you may feel after him. And then he says when you feel after him, he guides you into the path of life. Path of life there, it means there is so many things which you can do, but there is only one path in which there is life. It's the same thing where this is time and seasons and everything. So he says this is the only path in which you will find life. And it's only God who will guide you. It's only Jesus who will guide you. In fact, in the New Testament, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And he says in which areas? Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, he says in every little thing, there is a time and a season, there is a way, and there is a path that Jesus will guide you into. If you don't get this path, you won't get the perfectness in that area. So do I believe there is only one person for you? Actually, I don't really believe that. Like I said, it's not in the Bible. I believe there is one particular will of God in which there is the beautiful nature of time. And that will of God may include only one person that you have to be with, or it may not. It may include that you have to get into a relationship at a certain age. It may include that you have to get a relationship when you're at a certain financial, economical position. It may include anything that God may desire. That I do not want this thing to be beautiful until this, and that which God may desire may be in a person, to say I don't want you to be in anything except with this person. Like with Adam it may be Eve. If you would say this is the only partner I want you to be with, and Adam would have to be discerning to say, this is flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. The bone structure is that I have is the same bone structure. Yes, the same flesh that I have. So Adam shouldn't be confused to go get a partner with the monkey and say a monkey will be a partner. Yes, we'll still recreate my own version of me with Eve, but as pertaining to a partner, it will be a monkey. It will be wrong because God didn't make it that way. It wasn't the time of God. But the right thing was Adam to find Eve and make her his partner. So my little 2 pence is that, is there somebody for you specifically? Maybe not, but there is a specific path that God wants you to take, and this path is not easily found. It says you feel after him. When you feel after him, you find him, and this is where the path is beautiful. I think this is where most people miss it. So that's all I have to share or add to the whole discussion and to the whole kafambo. I just heard that word recently, but that's the word I'm gonna use to end this video. Kafambo. I like